Risk of Rain Man 2 was released a little over a week ago and the reviews are overwhelmingly positive. In today's video, we're going to try to get past the 3rd level so we can unlock the Huntress. To make it more interesting, we're going to be playing on the hardest difficulty. Having never played the first Risk of Rain, it took me a few hours to get the hang of it. I then had this run, which at the time I was still pretty bad, but looking back on it, I got extremely lucky with item drops. We spawned in next to a lunar pod. These can be unlocked by spending lunar coins. These lunar coins are found randomly as you progress through the game, and they carry over into other runs. In this lunar pod, we got shaped glass, double your damage but halve your health. As far as I could tell, this doubled all my damage dealt, including the damage boost from the next power up we picked up, the ATG Missile MK. This thing has a chance on hit to fire a missile, which synergizes really well with double tap, Commando's main firing ability. Every time Commando shoots, he shoots twice for 90% of the damage. This damage can proc on hit effects such as the missile launcher. We found another lunar pod and this one contained Transcendence. Convert all of your health into shield, increase maximum health. It increases health by 150%, so instead of 100 health now we have 150 shield. We also activated a turret next to the boss spawn, and with all these damage modifiers, as you can probably guess, the boss died really quickly. At the time it didn't register to me, but my decision to start shield stacking was a really good idea. Each personal shield generator gives 25 more shield, which is completely unaffected by shaped glass. I picked up 2 more of these, which gave us some much needed survivability. We didn't need any more damage, as even with just gasoline, we were able to still do pretty substantial AoE damage. We then picked up the item Missile Launcher, which has a 45-second cooldown, but it fires a bunch of missiles which do fairly substantial damage, especially since we have 2 times damage. Each missile homes and it was able to easily one-shot the fires, and it keeps seeking out other nearby monsters, which really helps with clear speed. Not knowing what it did, I activated the challenge of the mountain. Activating the challenge made it so that instead of spawning in 2 bosses, the level spawned in 4 bosses when I hit the teleporter. I ended up getting cornered in a really bad spot and the boss used its missile homing attack. I had no cover to hide from the missiles, so that was it for me. In this next run, I found Will-O-Wisp, which makes enemies detonate on kill, and then I found the missile launcher, chance to fire a missile when I attack. So we had really good AoE and really good single target. On this level, if you get the wings, you can fly up to this little ledge, and if you have a lunar coin, you can donate to the Newt altar. If you complete the level, you can go to the bazaar, which offers a selection of 4 lunar items for 2 coins each, or you can reforge 3 items for a specific uncommon or 5 items for a specific rare item. In the bazaar, you can also unlock a special hero for 10 coins. Because our build was looking pretty good, we had a decent mix of survivability and damage. I felt this time we could conquer the challenge of the mountain. Unfortunately, 4 stone titans are fairly unmanageable, as each one of them is sending extremely quick detonation landmines at you, and they do not care at all about LOS. This means that you really have no time to fire, except they do have one weakness, which is they can't hit you in midair, so the wings item can prove really effective against them. Unfortunately, the flight only lasts for 15 seconds and has a cooldown of a minute, and when the wings are down, I couldn't attack and I was forced to just dodge the landmines. This meant that while I was doing damage to the boss every minute for 15 seconds, I wasn't making much progress, as while time progresses, the boss gets stronger and stronger. I then found out the hard way the landmines can hit you even if you're in midair, as I was pretty high in the air above the landmine and it still managed to hit me. This next run was going really well. We had 20% more crit, 40% more damage to bosses, chance to do an AoE lightning damage attack on hit. When enemies are killed, they explode and burn nearby enemies, chance to fire a missile on hit, and we got really lucky and found Will-O-Wisp, insane detonation damage on kill. My held item doesn't do damage by itself, but it spawns a moving sphere that pulls everything in around it. Throwing this at the boss allowed for some pretty insane chain damage, as each one of the units that died would burn everything around it and explode. This by itself allowed us to do about 4k damage to the boss pretty instantly, and our AoE was so strong that it could chain to nearby enemies, taking out this pack in the back without us even having to aim at it. This continued to be extremely effective on the next level. However, I hadn't made quick enough progress, and entering the level there was already a boss that spawned. Due to the fact that I was taking so long, I got greedy here for the power up and tanked the full combo from the boss. This next run started off really well. We got the guitar for some AoE on hit damage, and we got the blood vial to increase max HP by quite a lot. We then got 2 lunar pods on the first level. The first one was Transcendence, convert all your health into shield, increase max health, which increases max health by 150%. This synergizes with blood vial, so now blood vial gives me 150 shield. The next lunar pod gave us Corpse Bloom, which doubles healing. Unfortunately, however, this does not help us at all because we only have 1 HP. The healing is not applied to shield regen. We ended up finding another guitar, which now electrifies 5 nearby enemies instead of just 3, and with some bleed, crit, and attack speed, this run was shaping up to be pretty good. The earth rumbles and groans with mysterious energies. This random event made it so that the next level would only have laser golems on it. These laser golems are really clunky, and I farmed them super hard in this pretty cool spot I found for quite some time. Once they have line of sight of you, they try to charge up a laser beam attack, but if they lose line of sight, they'll just sit there for a second, and by constantly breaking line of sight with them, I was able to AoE farm them really hard. I spent a lot of time farming them, a bit too much, and though I was able to farm up 7k, the difficulty got really high and it made it pretty easy to get caught out randomly, which is what happened here, and I died. This next run I was looking pretty stacked as well. I had the final boss down to 10k HP, but again I had the problem where I took way too long and the difficulty started ramping up really high. When the difficulty gets this high, it makes it pretty easy to get one-shotted. All it really takes is a momentary loss of focus and GG. This run I decided to sprint through the levels as quickly as I possibly could, and I found a pretty good power-up at the start to help with that. Killing the Bug Queen has a chance for her to drop the Queen's Gland, which recruits a very powerful Beetle Guard. This thing's not only very big and tanky, making it absorb a lot of incoming damage, it also has a very powerful AoE attack, making it very easy to clear early on, assuming it doesn't try to kill itself and jump off the cliff like this one did. Thankfully though, they will resurrect, and with this Beetle Guard, I was able to power through levels at a very quick pace. Getting to the third level in 21 minutes ensured that only one boss would spawn, and this boss only had 11k HP, making it much easier to take out than the bosses on the previous attempts. Though we didn't really have any great power-ups to speak of besides the Beetle Guard, we were able to shred it very easily and defeat the third level. My crit thing's up now. I can just lay into it in a sec. Here we go. I'm critting. I gotta just make use of my crit thing. Okay, I think it's out. You're going down. You little... Yep, we got him. Defeating the third boss unlocked the achievement Warrior, which unlocks the character the Huntress. You can do this on easier difficulties, but I like the challenge of doing it on the hardest difficulty. A majority of this was recorded on my stream at twitch.tv/therayman, and right as this video goes up, I will be streaming, attempting to see how far I can get solo with Mule T and the Huntress. Stop on by if you guys want, and leave a like if you want to see more progression in this game. I'm currently working on a few other things, so whatever gets the best feedback, I'm going to try to focus primarily on that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.